Mr. Chris.
Mr. Jim, how are you today?
I am doing good. I'm inching closer and closer towards the signature and funding of my lease to own.
Oh, okay. You found a tenant buyer?
I did.
Great. What are they going to be putting down?
They are going to be putting down a total of $10,000, but starting out, it's only going to be about $1,800 or $1,600. But then they're planning on someone's either going to be giving them a loan for the remaining portion of it at the end of this week, or they'll be making $100 a month payments and then paying me at tax time.
If that sounds good to you, I like some skin in the game, man, just to be honest with you. That's kind of risky, just to be straight. If you want me to be a straight shot, I can fluff it for you, but I like a little more skin in the game than that. That's kind of low.
Well, I got a question for you on that. So if they were a monthly rental or a yearly rental, like a standard long-term rental type thing, the only skin they would have in the game there is just the $1,600 down payment, or not down payment, deposit, security deposit, and $1,600 a month. So I guess from a risk perspective, is what I'm doing, do you feel any more risk than renting on a regular old rental?
Yes.
Why?
This is the reason why we do a lease option. We want a chunk of money. I mean, you might as well just rent it regular. What's the difference in doing a traditional rental than doing what you're trying to do?
The difference is they're doing, well, two things. Number one, I'm not guaranteed, but on paper, I'm guaranteed to get my $10,000. Number one.
Yeah, that's a wish, though. You know what I mean? Just to be honest with you, I've been promised a lot of things from a lot of people, and until it hit your hand, I don't believe nothing. Not saying they're not going to do it, but I'm just saying that's kind of.
I fully agree.
It needs to be a little bit more than that. It's still kind of low.
And then the other thing I was thinking is I'm not paying for a property manager, and I'm not paying for, any repairs or anything like that. So
that's a given. That's automatic in my mind. I don't even look at anything at let's start and see what a traditional rental look out and see if I can do better than that. That's not the way I scale these deals. Now, if you just want to put them in there, you can. I'm just saying I don't like those numbers. They need to put a little bit more down on that.
I fully understand. I'll tell you what I'm thinking is that my partner and I, we're going to just do a long-term rental. So I persuaded him to do the lease option. And so in that persuasion, the way I'm looking at it right now is that if they don't come through with the way that we had talked about, with all these things according to what we got on paper, then I'm still better off than what I would have been if I would have just done a long-term rental with them.
I don't bank it. I don't measure against a long-term rental. That's not the standard. That's below the standard. Unless you want to do long-term rentals, then yeah, knock yourself out. I'm not a fan of them because they have no skin in the game. They can get in there and never make another payment to you at all. Now you got to go fight them, take them to court, and they be in your house for 6 months while you're trying to get an eviction done and you got no money.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
not saying they're going to do that, but they can definitely do that. And I've seen that's happened to people before. So it's definitely, if you want to do that and you trust them or something and you just want to do it, that's totally up to you. But I advise completely against it. Just know I told you before you did it. I would not do it that way. They got to put more money down in it. Can they come up with any more than $1,800?
They're giving me $4,000 when they move in, but that's the first month's rent. That's prorated. They're paying ahead for the propayments in the tank outside, and they're giving me a $250 pet deposit and $25 a month for their little pup.
Deposit? We do pet rents. We don't even do pet deposits.
Well,
I mean, you can do
it, and that's
well,
so that's one thing where I'm getting $250. I'm getting a deposit for the pet deposit on time. So $1,600 is the rent. I'm charging them $25 extra because they have a pet, small dog, and then I'm charging them $250 deposit, non-refundable deposit for the pet. So that's just money in my pocket.
Yeah, until the pet does something to the property, $250 won't do one room in that house for anything that pet could do. Just being honest with you. Now, I'm not saying that this is a bad deal at all. I'm just saying I wouldn't do that. I feel like they're getting, kind of getting in kind of easy. Unless you're just tired of messing with it, you want to be, and you're motivated motivated landlord and you just want to get off the property, then go ahead and knock yourself out. But to me, I'll be trying to squeeze a little bit more money out of them. But you said they're giving you 4,000, right?
Yeah, that's the total amount they're giving me. But of that 4,000, I got to take off the first month's rent. So that's 1,600 off there, or 1,625 comes off of that because they only have 4 big bills to give me. Period.
So typically when it
was up to me.
Yeah, so when we draw these up, we break it down. I give them an approval letter, and it breaks all of this down in detail so that they can know exactly what they're approved for. So they'll see the breakdown. So it's going to show the monthly payment. It's going to show the lease purchase price. It's going to show the prorated rent for whatever days left in that month. It's going to show their term or however length of time it is, and any other details all broken down, so they'll know, hey, to come close. Oh, attorney's fees, which is $300, plus an application fee. I charge them $50 per person application fee. So all of those broken down on one document and say, here's what you need to bring to closing. Did you give them something like that, or?
No. Do you have a copy of that you can shoot over to me just so I can use it as like a template?
Let's see if I got some here. So I'm trying to look at my computer now. I just sent one to somebody. Is this her?
We gave them kind of all that stuff verbally and all that.
Everything goes in writing. Everything. Nothing goes verbal because we don't want no confusion. Oh, I thought you said. Everything goes on black ink on white paper every time. So like this one I got here.
Everything that you just said, that's all on the lease option contract, and it's also on the option to purchase agreement and in the addendum. All that information's there. It's just I like what you're doing because
a summary sheet
letter has it all summarized and concise.
100%. So I like this one I got here. It says lease purchase price $159,900, down payment $12,000, will reduce balance to $147,900. Monthly lease amount $1,450 per month for 36 months. Then I have a breakdown of payments, a breakdown of amounts required to move in. $12,000 down plus first month's rent $1,450 plus $300 closing costs with attorney plus $50 application fee. Total amount needed for closing $13,800 even. So it just gives them a summary so they're not confused on what went to what, or I thought that covered that, and it just keeps everything clean. I like stuff to be neat, orderly, and in writing so that they can never say, oh, you told me to this, you promised me this, Jim, and you're going to be looking like, oh, well, I didn't say that, and then you got to, I'm not doing that. What does the paperwork say? Let's look at the paperwork.
That's right.
The paperwork will keep the paperwork.
Now, on the attorney fee, is that fee what you're charged? That's not the final closing. That's just the attorney fee for signing the documents for the lease option.
My attorney charged $250. I just charge him $300. I make a $50 on that too.
Right. Yep. But they're going to have to go through a closing agent or attorney or whatever.
Yeah, I always close these deals through a third-party real estate attorney, just so I got a witness. Gotcha. I got a star witness just in case they get amnesia, because these people will get amnesia. You got to remember, we're dealing with people. Real estate is easy. People are complex. So I try to make it very simple, black and white. Nobody can ever say, you tricked me. You didn't tell me that's what it was going to do. I didn't know. Nope, 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 and nope. All right here. What does the paperwork say? And I got to get that money up front because that's what makes them act right. They don't give you a chunk of money up front. Who says they're going to do right?
Now, so one of the things that I'm putting in my addendum is that they're required to give me that. I'm requiring $10,000 down. Now they're not bringing it off to the close to move in, but I'm requiring. So in other words, if they don't give me the $10,000 by next April, they're out.
Why is it so far in the April?
They're going to have it before then. They think they're going to have it next week, but
why don't they just close it next week? How about I take the $4,000 you got now, and once you get that other money, we close this up with the attorney. How about that?
Do that. Now, if they didn't get it next week, they were what they're doing is they've got some friends they're hitting up for it. And so her thing is the lady that I'm doing this with said that what they have to bring to the table is $4,000.
So I would take that as their initial deposit. Thank you. That'll lock the property in so you get it. But I need that $10,000 so you can get the keys to this property. That's our company policy.
Gotcha. Yeah, what I've already established with her, and I can't really go back on that now, is that the $10,000 will be paid no later than April 15th of 2026, and I have that in my addendum on the option to purchase agreement addendum. So I know that's not the way that you would have done it, but and I hear you 100% on your what you're saying as far as the standard and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and if they had, like, say if they were doing 10,000 down and they had 8,000, that's something different. Now we could finance you that 2,000 over time, but giving them the large lion's share of the money that they owe you is like a wish and a dream. Not saying they're not going to do right. I don't know what these people are going to do, but I don't like it. It's just risky. There's no reason to, especially if they can get it from somebody else. If they know they're going to get it next week, or they can borrow, or they can do this, let's go that route. I wouldn't even be talking about some next April stuff. There's no reason to be going out that far when they got option one, they got the settlement or whatever coming, or option two, they can borrow from their friend, family, or whatever, or option three, whatever other option they got. Before we even get to that, I'm not going to that long-term option when they gave you these other options up front. There's no reason to.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? Why are we talking about April?
Yep, and then to your other point, as far as being a motivated landlord, I do have to confess I am a motivated landlord right at the moment.
Well, there you go. Well,
so,
if you're motivated,
I'm getting ready to head out to Alaska for 6 weeks, and so it's been taking me a long time to get this place filled.
Yeah, well, I understand. I mean, like I said, I just try to get as much as you can. If they say they got something, say, hey, I talked to my teammate. We can do it at this number. Even if you got an extra $1,000, anything, the more skin in the game you have, the better. It just puts you in a better position because you have no leverage. That paperwork is great, but that's a legal fight later if they don't perform. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. That is a legal fight that you don't want to have. You don't want to have that battle, especially with no money in the game. At least if I got to go to war, I got your money in my war chest to go to war against you with. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. It's just a safer play. Not saying these people won't do right, because like I said, I don't know them.
Yeah.
But when I got their money, it's an incentive for them to perform. Signing a document is not an incentive for anybody to do anything, to be honest.
That's right.
Any other questions for today?
I have a couple more. So when you do the lease option, I was reading over, you have the lease option contract. And in that lease option contract, it has a section that deals with the residential lease, and then it has another section for the option to purchase.
That's correct.
And then you have a separate document that I believe you gave me in the documents folder that says option to purchase agreement. So you do both of those, right?
No. So it's a standard residential lease. That's one set of documents there, and then a option addendum, a lease option addendum to say they could buy the house if they bring X number to closing, and whatever they put down, that number you put on there is non-refundable. It's a non-refundable option consideration, not a deposit. The word deposit is not on our paperwork. Non-refundable option consideration. So no judge in the future can decide that you need to give them that money back for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason in the shared drive that you shared me, it had a lease option contract and it had an option to purchase agreement. That was the two documents that I saw.
The option to purchase agreement is something different. If you're leasing it from somebody with the right to sublease, that's a separate document to use for a sandwich lease option. But what we use is a standard residential lease and then that option addendum. That's what the two documents you need for them.
I don't have the option addendum.
Uh-oh. You lost a piece.
That wasn't in that folder that I got. That's what I was thinking was the option addendum was the option to purchase agreement that I did find in that folder.
Yeah, it should be in there. I'll take a look. Any other?
I thought that was one and the same.
No, they're two separate things.
My option to purchase agreement was the addendum type thing.
It might be. I'm not looking at it right now. So it might be that. I don't know what it says.
Because it has all the legalese about what it takes to exercise your option.
Oh, well, that's probably it then. Yeah, that's probably it.
Okay. Yeah, it's like 15 different sections and remedies and defaults and commissions and modifications and blah, blah, blah.
Yep, and we're not responsible if they go get a loan or not. All of that. Yep.
Yeah, that's all in the option to purchase agreement. And that's what I think is what you were referencing as the addendum. But
yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yep. Alrighty, and then what I'm going to put in my addendum is you'd sent me like a a little form letter that you use for when somebody's making payments, like that extra 2,000 to the 10, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
And you had a payment structure.
Mm-hmm.
So I formulated something of my own off of that, and then I'm going to address it in the option to purchase agreement addendum. It will talk about in there that this is going to be how we're getting to the $10,000 down payment.
Perfect.
And refer to that.
As long as everything's in writing, there's no confusion, and they review it, initial sign off, and so there's no, oh, I thought you said. We don't want that coming up later.
If you want to, if you have a chance and you want to send me one of those summaries that you have that you send out to them, I think the approval thing, I think that'd be super helpful, because I didn't do that for them, but I can still do that. And I think it would be the icing on the cake for the deal.
100%.
Alrighty.
All right. Any other questions for today?
That's it for now.
All right. You have a good one. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Bye-bye.
So if you want to know more, check out futurecashflowclub.com. We're talking about lease options and rent to own. So that rent to own program, just for you to understand, is an internal product that we offer. It's no such thing as a clean slate standard. It's something that you create in your company, a program that's pre-made that you just plug your tenant buyers in, that keeps the confusion down, keeps all of this back and forth down, and all this high risk down. We keep our risk low and our profits high. Give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share if you care. Do what you do, be who you be, and I'll see you before you see me. I don't know what you've been doing. You been asleep? Let me wake you up with something straight up. Yeah. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Chris Monroe. R to the O-E. I flip houses, rent cars, and make money. You know I'm not no motherfucker dummy. This how we